The cameramen are already some of the most powerful members of the Alliance, which is why I wanted to see if I could make them even stronger. So I created the Elemental Cameraman and added it to Minecraft. This camera can harness the power of fire, wind, ice, and electricity, making him 100 times stronger than a regular cameraman. Will it be enough to defeat the Void Skibidi Toilet? You'll have to watch until the end to find out. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby cameraman in the middle of the Skibidi Toilet War. Standing beside me was my cameraman brother as toilet goons closed in on us. Suddenly, a massive black hole ripped open in the center of the battlefield and a Void Skibidi Toilet emerged. He used his dark power to transform the other toilets into deadly Void Toilet goons.
From this day onward, I'll devour the entire world in darkness. The Skibidi army will rule over all.
Black holes began to appear all over the city and sucked in my camera allies left and right. We were forced to run for our lives.
Not so fast.
Just then, the Titan cameraman flew in to help our cause. He smashed his hammer into the Void Skibidi Toilet, but he was no match for his dark magic. The evil toilet leader sucked him into a black hole, leaving us defenseless. No! Not the Titan! The Void Skibidi turned his attention towards me and my brother and hit us with a powerful dark magic attack. My hearts were dropping rapidly by the wither effect, and I wasn't going to last much longer.
Max, please take this.
With his dying breath, my brother handed me a mysterious upgrade. When I touched it, my body changed colors into a brilliant crimson red, and I felt the power of the fire element rage through me. I was now an elemental cameraman with 5 additional hearts.
You need to harness all of the elements in order to defeat the Void Toilet. I love you, brother.
My brother died before my very eyes. No!
Men, get that cameraman.
The Void Skibidi Toilets closed in, but thanks to my brother's sacrifice, I had now awoken my first element of fire. I unleashed my flames onto the enemies in the name of my fallen sibling. I used my fire attacks to take out some of the Void Toilets, but soon the Void Skibidi leader sent a new foe to take me on.
Skull Skibidi, rise and destroy this cameraman!
Just then, a massive Skull Skibidi emerged from the nearby chasm, and I knew, even with my fire powers, I didn't stand a chance against him. I took off running as the monstrous toilet followed me. On day 2, I was being chased through the city by the giant Skull Skibidi Toilet. The horrible monster tried to spit poison from his mouth at me, but I did my best to avoid touching the toxic waste.
Get back here!
Soon enough, I was stuck between a horde of smaller Void Toilet goons and the giant Skull Skibidi behind me. I have to look for another way out of this! As the giant Skull Skibidi prepared to melt me with his acid attack, I spotted a ladder on the side of a building. I leapt towards it and narrowly avoided the poison. I climbed up the ladder until I was at the top of the building. However, the giant Skull Skibidi Toilet climbed up after me. He can climb too? I ran as fast as I could, but I soon was at the edge of the building. A jump this high would kill me. The giant Skull Skibidi spat his toxic waste at my feet, causing the ground under me to melt away. I fell into the building where a massive vat of lava was waiting just below. On day 3, I plunged into the lava, but to my surprise, I wasn't burnt to death. My upgrade gives me fire resistance? Any other cameraman would have been melted down, but thanks to my elemental fire power, I was able to escape the lava. Unfortunately, the wall of the factory was broken down by the giant Skull Skibidi.
You're not escaping me!
He charged into me and spat out toxic at my feet. I did my best to evade him and retaliate with my own empowered fire attacks. I gave it my all, but he was too powerful for me to win with brute force. I have to think outside of the box. In a moment of desperation, I unleashed a powerful fire attack, causing the Skull Skibidi to fall backwards into the same pit of lava I fell into. Take that! I thought the Skull Skibidi would be melted down, but to my horror, he rose out of the lava as a fire Skull Skibidi Toilet.
You can never escape me!
The empowered toilet charged in for round 2. In his new form, he was able to spit out fiery acid at me that dealt way more damage than before. I fought with everything I could, but I was no match for the new strength of the Fire Skull Skibidi. He overwhelmed me and everything went dark. On days 4 through 7, I woke up inside of a testing facility. There, I laid on an experiment table and the scientist Skibidi Toilet loomed over me. What's going on?
I'm going to crack you open and see what gives you that delicious elemental power.
No! I struggled to escape my restraints, but it was no use. I was going to become the toilet's newest experiment. Suddenly, the TV woman arrived in the room with her army of TV men.
Leave him alone.
The TV army went after the scientist Skibidi as the TV woman freed me from my restraints. Why did you save me?
Because you're the key to winning this war. We need your help.
Things got worse as the security alarms began to blare throughout the entire facility. Void Skibidi Toilets began flooding the area to try and stop us from escaping.
No time to chat. Run!
On days 8 through 10, I rushed out of the lab while the TV woman and her men kept the scientist and guards at bay. As I ran through the toilet facility, the goons jumped out at me one after the other. I blasted them out of my way with my fire powers and continued moving. It wasn't long before a massive horde stopped me in my tracks. That's it! You're all going down! I used my fire powers to smash through the horde, but despite my efforts, there were too many for me to take on alone. I was forced to keep moving if I wanted a chance to live. Finally, I arrived in a room with a very tall ceiling. I then turned to the incoming toilets who suddenly stopped in their tracks. Give up?
Haha, you wish!
The toilet flipped the switch, causing fans to power at my feet. I flew through the air and headed directly towards spikes on the ceiling. On days 11 through 14, someone pulled me into a vent on the wall. To my surprise, I was face to face with the speaker woman.
Come with me. Those toilets are already after us.
I followed my new ally through the vents until we heard the sound of scuttling feet. We turned around and realized a swarm of void spider skibidis were headed straight for us. The two of us ran through the vents as quickly as we could, but the spiders seemed to be coming from all corners. We were surrounded.
Find their secret room. You'll know it when you see it.
The speaker woman opened a trapdoor beneath my feet, sending me falling from the vent. I landed into another room, escaping the spider skibidis. I took a look around and found void toilets were patrolling the area. On days 15 through 17, I snuck my way closer and closer towards the secured room as guards continued to patrol the area. I knew I had to be careful to not attract attention. One look and I was done for. To my horror, I made a misstep, causing one of the guards to spot me. Hey! Oh no! I rushed into a hiding spot and the toilet followed me from behind. Luckily, I was able to take him down with a surprise attack. He was knocked out, buying me a little more time. I better speed this up. He won't stay knocked out for long. I kept moving towards the door until finally I reached the room, but it was occupied by two more toilet guards. They didn't seem like they were going to move anytime soon. How do I get them out of here? Just then, I had an idea. I shot a fireball, setting the corner of the room on fire.
Fire! Put it out! Put it out!
The guards rushed towards the distraction, buying me just enough time to make it into the secret room. When I arrived inside, I spotted a strange upgrade being held inside of a high-tech chamber. What's that? Suddenly, the Fire Skull Skibidi busted down a wall behind me.
I have you now!
On days 18 through 21, I was face to face with the Fire Skull Skibidi Toilet.
You think you can escape me? You have another thing coming!
The foe lunged at me and I braced myself. Spitting up globs of burning acid, the room became coated in the foe's deadly sludge. Just like before, I wasn't strong enough to beat him with brute strength, but I knew I could with wits. I then spotted TNT on the other side of the room and shot my fire attacks at it. The explosives ignited it, causing them to explode and stun the Skull Skibidi temporarily. Now's my chance! I rushed towards the mysterious upgrade and grabbed it, causing my body to transform. My arms grew longer and more powerful, and I gained green colors to my body. I was now a large elemental cameraman with 5 additional hearts and the ability to control wind. The Skull Skibidi awoke from his daze and prepared to fight me once more. No more messing around! Armed with my new strength, I jumped back into battle. I swiped at the Fire Skull Skibidi with my new dagger, and to my surprise, gusts of wind shot forward and damaged my foe. The wind powers were strong enough to cool the Fiery Skull monster, dealing massive damage to his form. I didn't hesitate, using this power to launch massive wind shurikens at him, knocking him into the air. Using the combined powers of my dagger and scythe, I was able to combo my enemy and severely weaken him. Thanks to my wind upgrade, I was able to take out the Fire Skull Skibidi Toilet once and for all. There has to be even more upgrades like this. I'm gonna find them all to defeat the Void Skibidi and avenge my brother! Just then, the Scientist Skibidi came into the room.
My project! You'll pay for this!
He attacked and I ran for my life. On days 22 to 25, I was being chased by the Scientist Skibidi. I knew deep down I didn't stand a chance against him. All I could do was run as fast as possible, while the Scientist Skibidi closed in behind me. Suddenly, the TV woman and speaker woman opened a passage for me.
Over here!
I followed her through it, managing to narrowly escape the Scientist Skibidi for now.
Wait a second, you're even stronger than before. You need to find the other elemental upgrades.
How do I do that?
With the help of the Alliance, you can do anything. We're on your side.
You're right. It's time to avenge my fallen brother. Suddenly, the Clawed Skibidi appeared from out of nowhere.
Nobody is getting in the way of the Skibidi army!
Before we could react, he kidnapped the speaker woman and ran off. I followed the Clawed Skibidi as fast as I could. On days 26 to 28, I was chasing after the Clawed Skibidi. He was faster than I expected, but I knew that losing him meant I risked losing the speaker woman for good. Eventually, we made it to a massive freezer facility. The Clawed Skibidi stopped and turned to face me.
You fool! You have no idea what's coming!
Suddenly, the Titan Speakerman touched down in front of us, but something was different about him. He must have been infused with an ice upgrade. Before I could say anything, he attacked me. What are you doing? We're on the same side!
Not anymore! The Ice Titan Speakerman belongs to the toilets!
Summoning from the icy powers within him, massive frozen spears came tumbling down from above. Not wanting to meet the business end of the spikes, I did my best to avoid them. But the ground was becoming frozen over and slippery, making it all the more difficult to avoid the many falling icicles. I was so focused on dodging the enemy's attacks that I couldn't even hit him back. Please, we don't have to fight each other! No matter what I said, he wouldn't snap out of it. All of a sudden, I got hit by a large attack, freezing me solid. No, I have to help my friends! Before I knew it, I blacked out. On days 29 to 32, I found myself inside of a prison in the freezer facility. I was all alone and running out of time. I need to find the Titan Speakerman and the Speaker Woman before it's too late. I could see a switch across the room, but it was too far to reach. Wait, I've got an idea. I used my wind powers to flip the lever, opening the cage. Take that! Just then, Void helicopter guards rushed in to stop me. I had no choice but to run for my life as the guards followed in hot pursuit. I ran into a room with a massive body of frozen water in the center. I ran into the middle of it and used my fire powers to melt the nearby ice, leaving myself with an iceberg to stand securely on. The grounded toilets chasing me stopped at the edge of the water, and I blasted the helicopters out of the sky using my fire powers. Try to catch me now!
No need!
Out of nowhere, Skibidi lizards came out of the water and attacked me. On days 33 to 35, I was fighting for my life against a pit of angry lizard toilets. They were unlike anything I've ever faced before, and the limited space on the iceberg wasn't helping me out. What are these things? The Skibidi army is doing crazy experiments here.
That's none of your concern. Now less talking and more getting eaten alive.
Using my fire attacks would only shrink the iceberg even more, so I was restricted to only using my wind powers. I raced around the lone iceberg, cutting into their porcelain with my wind powers. I had to stay one step ahead of them or I would get clobbered by their overwhelming numbers. I focused hard and conjured a tornado which lauded them up into the air. I tried everything I could, but I was getting overwhelmed by the reptile abominations. Ugh! These things are too strong! I considered trying to run, but the only way out was facing the guards I was running from.
End of the line, bucko.
There has to be another way! Just then, I had a risky idea, and I knew I was out of other options. Here goes nothing! So, I dove into the water. Cannonball! After jumping in, I discovered a secret underwater passage. As soon as I spotted it, I swam as fast as I could, while the lizards followed behind me like a school of savage piranhas. On days 36 to 39, I arrived on the other side of the underwater passage and climbed out of the water as quickly as I could. I managed to avoid the skibidi lizards, but I still needed to find a way to get rid of them. I noticed another lever and walked over to activate it. Instantly, the water froze over, trapping them back inside once again. Be careful around water. Noted. Suddenly, I heard a horrified scream. Someone's in trouble! I rushed to the source of the scream and found Speaker Woman once again under attack by the clawed Skibidi. I watched as he landed a heavy hit, wounding her badly.
Tell me the Alliance secrets.
Never!
He went in to land the killing blow, but I intervened at the last second, blasting him off of her with my fire powers. Let's go! Together, the Speaker Woman and I ran away. On days 40 to 43, I took cover with the Speaker Woman as the clawed Skibidi scouted the halls for us. Are you okay?
No. If you can't find an upgrade, I'll die to these wounds.
I won't let that happen. Stay here. Immediately, I rushed out to find the upgrade the Speaker Woman needed. I found the upgrade in question in the center of a room which was being patrolled by Skibidi Toilet guards. I was still wounded from my previous battles, so I would have to lay low. I snuck through the room, inching closer and closer to the upgrade. A couple of guards were standing in front of it, not moving an inch. I don't have time for this! I shot a blast of wind near them, making the guards turn their attention towards the wind instead.
What the?
I rushed in while they weren't looking and grabbed the upgrade, but as soon as I did, an alarm went off. Intruder! Get him! The guards instantly turned towards me. On days 44 to 46, I was being attacked by Skibidi guards. As soon as they spotted me, they swarmed around me, attacking me in a massive wave. I swung at them with my weapon, causing them to launch into the air with each strike. I thought I was making good progress until a bigger Void Skibidi guard arrived to stop me. He charged in, ready to saw me in half. Due to being much smaller than him, all I could do was swing at his legs and hope that an attack would land and do enough damage to put an end to this. As we chased each other around the battlefield, he shot blasts of dark void energy towards me, forcing me to dodge to try and avoid as much as I could. Getting hit by one of those was bad news. This bigger guard was much stronger than his smaller counterparts, but I knew I needed this upgrade to save Speaker Woman. I couldn't let this guard stop me. I used everything I could and finally was able to strike down the large guard, but he used his last words to make one final order.
Call for the Ice Titan Speaker Man!
The guard fell to the ground defeated and the entire room began to shake. Oh no! I need to hurry! I rushed back to my ally and gave her the upgrade. Before my eyes, she transformed into a Titan Speaker Woman. Her life was saved!
I feel incredible!
Our celebration was cut short, as just then, the Ice Titan Speaker Man was seen looming overhead. On days 47 to 50, the Ice Titan Speaker Man shot a grappling hook onto me, reeling me up and out of the facility.
Max, no!
The Titan Speaker Woman chased us to the outside where she managed to cut me loose. She charged in to defend me at all costs. I looked on as the two Titans exchanged blows. If I got too close myself, I'd be squished like a bug. The Speaker Man's ice powers glanced off the enhanced armor of the Titan Speaker Woman, giving her time to turn up the bass and blast them with a sonic boom attack. Just when I thought she might win, the Clawed Skibidi suddenly dropped in.
Oh, no, you don't!
The Titan Speaker Woman and the Clawed Skibidi clashed, while I was left to fight the Ice Titan Speaker Man. Without the help of my ally, I thought the battle would be doomed, but I knew I couldn't give up. I knew my only chance at winning would be to keep fighting with everything I had. I circled around the Titan Speaker Man's massive footsteps, slashing at him with my elemental fire. With the flames burning hot, I used my wind powers to make them even bigger and blow the Titan away. But the Titan was tough as nails and rained ice crystals down on top of me. I was too slow and got hit by the ice blast, freezing me in place, but I was soon able to break out of it. Finally, I landed a heavy hit, causing the Titan to drop his ice upgrade and transform back to normal. I quickly grabbed the upgrade and felt myself transforming into a larger Titan cameraman. I gained 5 hearts and ice powers.
What happened?
No time to explain. Stand back! I blasted the Clawed Skibidi with my new ice powers, taking him down once and for all. Is it over? Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the Mecha Skibidi Toilet arrived.
This ends now.
On days 51 to 54, the Mecha Skibidi fired multiple projectiles in our direction, attempting to defeat us.
We can't take much more of this. You gotta move.
Right! With the Titan Speaker Man's help, the Titan Speaker Woman and I were able to escape the Mecha Skibidi's blasts. I can't believe we made it out of there!
Thank you for getting me that upgrade, Max. I never would have survived if it weren't for you.
Don't mention it! If not for you, I wouldn't have stood a chance against that Clawed Skibidi. I just wish we could have helped the Titan Speaker Man.
Worrying about him will do nothing now. It's time for action.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go regroup at the TVs. We then kept moving and returned to the TV base, only to find that it was left in shambles. No! We're too late! The Void Toilet's army must have gotten her!
Don't give up. Maybe they left something behind that could help us find her.
Immediately, we began to scavenge the area for any helpful clues. There has to be something around here somewhere.
Check every corner. If they really left behind a clue, we have to find it, and fast.
While looking around, I found a map titled TV Prison. Aha! This must be where they took her!
Go after her, Max. I'll stay here just in case.
Sounds good. You're not getting away with this, Void Skibidi! Determined, I flew away, following the map to save my friend. On days 55 to 57, I arrived at the location on the map to find all of my TV allies trapped in cages.
It's the Elemental Cameraman! Get him, boys!
You're not gonna get me that easily! I used my newly acquired Elemental Titan power to blast through the guards, one after the other. The toilet guards all charged towards me, but I was able to knock them back and defeat them using my powerful elemental attacks. I was able to level all of my foes and reach the prison holding the TVs.
Max, what are you doing here?
I'm here to help!
No, it's a trap!
Huh? Suddenly, the Mecha Skibidi Toilet touched down nearby, laughing maniacally.
Surprise!
You? But the Titan Speaker Man stopped you! You're supposed to be dead!
Well, it seems he died for nothing, and soon you'll be joining him.
The Mecha Skibidi Toilet attacked, and I braced myself for impact. On days 58 to 61, I was facing off once again with the Mecha Skibidi Toilet to free the TV woman. Without hesitation, the Mecha Skibidi Toilet began blasting his destructive laser beams at me, and within an instant, the battlefield burst into flames. I retaliated with my newly acquired ice powers to summon gigantic icicles from the sky. My foe was relentless, firing lasers at me in a blind rage. I knew his only goal was to destroy me for good, but I couldn't let that happen. During this difficult battle, I managed to land a powerful ice attack, freezing him in place. That'll hold him. Before I could land my final blow, the Cinema Man arrived, but he was different. Just like the Titan Speaker Man, he had been given an elemental upgrade, which meant he was also being mind controlled. Without any hesitation, he attacked me, using his electric powers. Advancing towards me, the Cinema Man dropped in front of me and sent a powerful electrical surge at my feet. Cinema Man, what did they do to you? I tried to fly deeper into the prison to evade him, but he stopped me in my tracks and combo punched me out of the air, grounding me once again. I thought the worst was over, but he started to send massive bolts of electricity down into me. As he rained down his newfound power, it began to dawn on me that I wouldn't be able to win this one. With the Cinema Man on their side, I didn't stand a chance. I have to come back when I'm stronger. On days 62 to 64, I was flying around in search of another upgrade. I needed something to give myself an edge over the Cinema Man. After some searching, I spotted one locked down in a Skibidi base. However, I was low on health after my run-in with the electric Cinema Man, so I knew I couldn't just run in and grab it. I need to recharge my health. Time to find some quick food. I left the scene to soon find a food stand with a full line of cameramen. Aw man, a full line? Maybe I can just cut in front. Since it was urgent, I cut in front of the line to grab some food to regain my health.
Hey man, that's not cool.
I'm on a mission, bud. I need this.
Alright, yeah, whatever, bro. You Titans think you're so cool. I wish I was a Titan.
With that, I flew back to the Skibidi base where I found the Mecha Skibidi Toilet waiting for me. But this time, he grabbed the upgrade first, transforming into a stronger Void form.
This is the end for you.
On days 65 to 67, I was under attack by the upgraded Mecha Skibidi Toilet. I tried to get in close, but I was hit by his giant plunger fist and then doused in a poisonous void spray.
I can feel the power of the Void Skibidi flowing through my circuits.
Ugh, he's too strong!
Just give up. You can't win.
Never! Suddenly, the TV woman arrived with her army.
Leave my ally alone.
TV woman, you guys escaped the prison!
We've got you surrounded. Stand down, Mecha Skibidi.
That is what you think, but two can play at that game. Come, Cinema Man.
The Mecha Skibidi took to the skies just as lightning struck down next to us, revealing the electric Cinema Man.
We'll go after the Mecha Skibidi. You need to get Cinema Man to snap out of it.
The TV woman and her army left, and the Cinema Man charged in, ready to kill. On days 68 to 72, I was clashing with the electric Cinema Man. He began shooting a barrage of electricity in my direction, dwindling my health in the process. Come on, Cinema Man, snap out of it! We're supposed to be allies! Just like before, he was under the Skibidi's control and too powerful for me to defeat easily. I would have to come up with something clever. Here goes nothing. I used all of my strength to push the Cinema Man into a nearby body of water. As soon as he hit the water, he electrocuted himself with his own power. Yes! My plan worked! He transformed back into his original form as he dropped his electric upgrade. I quickly grabbed the upgrade, transforming my body once again. The upgrade caused me to gain 10 hearts and electric powers. Unfortunately, the fight wasn't over yet, as the upgraded Mecha Skibidi emerged once again.
No! You'll pay for that.
How did you escape the TV woman's army? Enraged, he furiously rushed towards me. On days 73 to 75, I was once again facing off with the upgraded Mecha Skibidi. The Mecha Skibidi flew towards me, blasting me with his sonic boom and spraying me with his acid void spray. I used every power I had against him, combining ice and lightning to gain the upper hand. With a swift strike of my hammer, I knocked him out of the sky. It's over, Skibidi! I have the high ground!
You underestimate my power.
Thanks to my upgraded form, I was finally able to overpower him and strike him down once and for all. That's what you get for messing with the Elemental Titan Cameraman! I noticed that upon his death, he dropped a letter. I picked it up and began to read. Tomorrow, the Void Skibidi Toilet will begin his biggest attack yet. The Alliance is sure to crumble. Not if I have something to say about it. I returned to the Titan Speaker Woman to find she'd assembled a Speakerman army. The Void Skibidi is planning something bad. We can't let him get away with this. Who's ready? Just then, a thick fog enveloped the area and a black hole was seen forming above. It exploded, revealing the Void Skibidi. On days 76 to 79, I was face to face with the Void Skibidi. Before I could think of my next move, he began summoning Void Skibidis all around us.
You didn't think I'd make this easy, did you?
Suddenly, the Void Skibidi used his dark magic to teleport the speaker woman away from us. Men, Avenger Commander, attack!
Skibidis, to arms!
All of my men stormed forward and clashed with the Void forces in an epic battle. Leave the Void Skibidi to me, men. We have a score to settle.
Come and get me, little cameraman.
I flew in to take on the Void Skibidi himself. While our armies clashed below, the Void Skibidi and I battled it out in the skies. He slashed at me with his long clawed arms and tossed small projectiles of void energy my way if I got too far away. I used all of the powers I had against him, blasting him with lightning bolts and sending down a barrage of ice crystals onto him. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't win. He's too strong! What should I do? He then opened a massive black hole, causing myself to get sucked into the unknown. On days 80 to 83, I woke up inside of a mysterious void realm all by myself. Am I inside of the black hole? I looked around, but I couldn't see anyone else. There was no way to tell if my allies were able to survive. Hello? Is anybody there? Suddenly, I heard growling. TV woman? Titan speaker woman? Is that you? I turned around and spotted a horrible void creature. Uh-oh, this isn't the anybody I had in mind. It lunged at me, and instinctually, I tried to defend myself by beating it back with my riot hammer. But he just kept attacking me like a wild animal. Any chance we got off on the wrong foot? Let's start over. My name is Max, and I dodged back to avoid its gnashing teeth. I defended myself using all the elemental powers I had at my disposal, but the terrible void monster fired a blast of void energy, hitting me dead on. Yeesh! Ever heard of a breath mint, buddy? Whatever realm I was in gave this void creature the edge, and there was no way I could win this fight. This isn't good. I have to run. I tried to flee, but the creature chased after me. On days 84 to 86, I was being pursued by the massive void monster. Nice floating head. You wouldn't hurt me, would you? I couldn't seem to get them off my tail this time. No matter what I did, they were able to catch up. Eventually, I found myself cornered. It seemed like this might be the end. I'm sorry, brother. I wasn't able to avenge you. With nowhere left to run, I braced myself for impact from the Void Beast. Out of nowhere, my camera allies rushed to my aid. Charge! A swarm of cameramen started attacking the Void Monster. Wait, did my allies get sucked into the black hole as well? I couldn't believe it. They had survived, but there was no time to celebrate. I ran in to help my men in battle. With the help of the cameramen, I was able to easily defeat the Void Monster.
We're glad you're okay, but we need you to come with us. There isn't much time.
Lead the way! On days 87 to 89, I followed my cameraman allies to a small city inside of the Void. There, they took me to meet their leader, the Titan Cameraman. You survived?
It'll take more than that to kill me. The Void grows bigger by the day, and soon the entire world will be consumed. We need your elemental powers to win this war.
How can I help?
Overcome the trials of darkness, and the portal back to the normal world will open.
Sure, but first, I have to save my other allies.
Don't worry, we already have them here.
Suddenly, the speakers step forward to help the cause. Where are the TVs?
They're trapped within the trials of darkness. You must hurry before they're consumed.
You can count on me. I took to the skies. I was determined to save my friends and get us all out of this void. On days 90 to 92, I arrived at the Trials of Darkness with my first obstacle laying in my path. This must be the place. Looking closer at my first trial, I noticed it was a gigantic field of magma blocks and lava. I tried to fly, but magic in the area prevented me from doing so. Looks like I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. I walked across the field, and to my surprise, I was able to endure it well. My firepower protects me from fire damage. No wonder the other cameras couldn't cross here. I made it to the next trial, where I would have to traverse over a large chasm. This screams wind trial. My ability to fly was restored, and I took to the skies. As I flew, a horde of Void helicopter skibidis came after me. Looks like company has arrived. Time to take them on. On days 93 to 95, I was fighting the flying mobs in an aerial battle. Since I was in their domain now, these toilets were much tougher, but so was I. I used my wind powers to blow the skibidis out of the sky. I sent forward powerful gusts of wind in their direction, slicing straight through them. I was doing good damage with my wind powers, but it wasn't enough to take out the horde. This might be a wind trial, but that won't stop me from using my electricity powers. Switching gears, I unleashed thunderous bolts of lightning that struck down the toilets, finishing off the stragglers. I kept moving until suddenly I fell from the sky. I landed on the ground, taking minimal fall damage. Looks like that magic that prevents me from flying is back. I looked around and realized I was surrounded by a massive body of water. I tried to go swim across, but lizard skibidi toilets came out attacking me. If I can't swim or fly, then I'll just walk. I used my elemental power to freeze the water and continued forward. I made it to the final trial, with a huge door blocking my path. I don't have time for this! Let me through! I used my electric power to fry the door circuits. It opened and I was allowed to enter the final room. There, I spotted my TV allies trapped in a cage. I'm here to help!
No, it's a trap!
Suddenly, a Void Sawblade Skibidi appeared out of thin air to fight me. On days 96 to 98, I was locked in combat with the mutated Sawblade Toilet, and my friends were on the line. The Sawblade Skibidi whizzed past me at high speeds, damaging me with every pass. Stay still and let me hit you so I can save my friends! Finally, I predicted where he was going to be and brought my hammer down right on his head. Batter up! The hit slowed him down, but his blades were still incredibly powerful. I used my lightning, ice, wind, and fire abilities to beat him down. In my time, I had taken down a number of toilets. Aside from the Void Skibidi though, none of them compared to the trial I was faced with here. We both fought viciously, and eventually I got him on his last leg. Take this! With one last flurry of lightning strikes, I ended him once and for all. As fast as I could, I ran over to where my friends were and freed them from their cages. Is everyone okay? Before anyone could respond, the room began to tremble. Whoa! What's going on? In the center of the room, a massive portal shimmered to life. That must be our way out of here.
Continue on ahead without us. We'll bring the others back here to return to the overworld.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, everyone. I turned around and headed into the portal. On day 99, I returned to the overworld. As I looked around, I realized that the place was in worse condition than ever before. It was clear the Void Skibidi had wreaked havoc while I was gone. Black holes were ripped open everywhere, and the world was in complete ruin. Ugh, I won't let him get away with this! Suddenly, the Void Skibidi himself emerged from one of the other black holes with his evil toilet army.
You? But how? How did you escape the void?
You have to kill me to make me stop fighting for what's right.
Oh, is that so? Charge forth, my men!
With that, the Skibidi forces came running towards me. I prepared myself for one final epic battle with toilet minions. With a massive swing of my hammer, I knocked back the wave of toilet minions. I used every possible power at my disposal to defeat the toilet army for good. I summoned a shower of icicles from above to freeze the toilet minions in their tracks, and followed it up by blasting them with my wind powers. Finally, I aimed fiery blasts at them and electrocuted them with bolts of lightning. I did all I could to win this fight, but even using the best of my abilities, the Void Skibidi army seemed endless as they poured out of nearby black holes. These guys just won't stop coming! I need to take down their leader. I was suddenly attacked by the Void Skibidi himself.
Looking for me, Elemental Cameraman? This is personal. I'm going to be the one to kill you myself.
I fought back against the foe as best I could, but he had another trick up his sleeve. The Void Skibidi opened up a black hole that sucked the both of us in. On day 100, I appeared in a battleground inside of the Void Realm.
After today, this puny world will belong to me and all of my toilets.
No! I'll never let you get away with this!
I already have. Unless, of course, you're able to defeat me.
Bring it on! With that, the foe charged towards me and our final battle commenced. The Void Skibidi raked at my armor with his massive claws, hitting me directly. I wasn't about to let him get a hit in on me for free and blasted him with ice. Our battle took to the skies as I surrounded myself with a storm of lightning bolts that struck and shocked the Void Skibidi. He created some distance between the two of us and conjured a black hole, sucking me in and dealing devastating damage as it exploded. Although the Void Skibidi was by far the fiercest enemy I had faced, I had grown stronger since our last encounter. This is for the Alliance and for my brother! Utilizing the power of everyone I was fighting for, with one final blow, I struck down the Void Skibidi Toilet, causing him to fall into the endless void. As he died, I reappeared back in the overworld. All the black holes were gone, and all the Skibidis had been defeated. I had won the war in the name of the Alliance.